Oh, and right there, I died by just not paying attention to my fourth. That's really it. But guess what? It doesn't really matter because at the end of the day, all I gotta do is this. Oh, I got energy. Oh, boop. Oh, they're frozen. Oh no. Like, now we repeat the cycle. It doesn't even matter if I die. I'm just that good, okay? Like, nothing changes. Your life means nothing to me. Your life is in my hands, misery. Your life is literally in my hands.
Your life literally is as valuable as a summer ant.
As you see, the build is simple. The build is simple, bro. Not too much to it. We can go to 99. It won't change nothing. I just have to lock in a little bit more, and just by hitting my 4 a little bit more. Other than that, we're locked in. What's going on, everyone? It's lofinole, and today we got a build going on for you guys. It's gonna be on Frost Prime. Pretty much released a helmet ability that I found really fun on Ghost. On my Twitter, I shot one of his abilities on there, and I said, you know what, let's make a build for it. So it got me thinking. I'm gonna run it on Frost Prime. Before we jump into the build itself, I want to just give you the basic rundowns for his abilities if you just don't know. His passive, cold status effects from Frost abilities last 100% longer. Frost gains 50 armor for each enemy affected with cold. His first ability, Freeze. Pretty much you shoot this ability out, they become frozen or they take a frozen status. Second ability, Ice Wave. It just sends out a ice sickle pretty much in front of you. That's really much it. You're gonna get rid of this ability, to be honest. His third ability, Snow Globe. Put a bubble around you. You can shoot out the bubble, and then if they walk in the bubble, they also become frozen, the enemies, okay? Then lastly, Avalanche. You pretty much have a big radius. Then any enemies that get affected by this ability will become frozen, and then on top of that, Shatter, taking damage. And if it's on Still Path, they're probably not gonna die instantly. Key things to know about Frost Prime, for what I understand, is you care about his range, you care about his strength, and then you also care about duration. Those are the big main 3. Also with Frost Prime, you can play him a ton of different ways. If you want to make a gun heavy type of playstyle with Frost, then you can do that. If you want to be more of a ice wizard, using your abilities to keep you alive and not really want your guns to be infused with cold, then you can do it like that. With my builds as well, I try to make them be able to survive Still Path, but also just handle by themselves. I don't normally like to make a build where, okay, I have to have my pet involved or I have to have my gun involved. Generally, the build itself on the Warframe itself really functions really well in Still Path without relying on every other thing. Yes, nowadays with Warframe builds, you can make a synergy with everything together, but for me personally, that's not my type of style of making a build for a Warframe. So this is my take on how to make a build for Frost Prime. Now, with Frost Prime being a older type of frame, he has a lot of different augment mods that he comes with. I would highly encourage you to get his 4th ability augment. This augment pretty much keeps him alive in Still Path, his bread and butter really to survive. Every time you pop your 4th ability, you'll give yourself overguard depending on how many enemies that are affected. Next is his first ability augment. Pretty much it applies cold status effect onto your weapon. So if you're trying to run the Arcane Frostbite, or you're just simply trying to put cold status effect on your weapons, then this is the augment that you will run. And then lastly, this one in particular is really good. It pretty much, anytime an enemy that is frozen, you gain crit chance and crit damage because of it. You get 200%. So it's really nice that if you have at least 3 of these mods. I think he has like one more in particular, but this right here is the best. And lastly, the shards. Really deep down, you don't need to put any crazy different shards on here. I just simply put on casting speed and a little bit more strength. The build that I'm showing you pretty much can do Still Path even without these shards, so I tried them out before I put them on. But definitely, if you do got some shards laying around, you want to put on casting speed. Okay, his 4th ability just takes for ages. You're gonna be looking like a grandpa or grandma by the time you get done trying to cast that thing, or you may need to just hope to God that you just don't die in the middle of a fight because it takes that long just to pop it. I call this build a Frozone because you're just walking around, you're freezing people with the 2, and then you turn around hitting them with the 4 if you need it to be, and then you just stripping armor, walking around killing stuff, easy breezy, lemon squeezy. It doesn't really take that much, okay? The only thing I did personally with this build is I took out his 2 and I put Thundering Suters. Who would have thought? Now, before anyone says anything, you can't put Nourish on here, you can't put War on here, you can't even put Eclipse on here. But I said, yeet, I don't want that on my build. And to, like, you use it. Okay, everyone uses those 3 abilities a lot for every single helmet. So I wanted to use something that was kind of underrated, really. I feel as though it's not really being used that much. So I wanted to try that out. The reason behind thermal sunders is so I can have something to spam throughout the mission. Basically, when you're running this build with any other assumed ability, you're spamming your avalanche for your bread and butter and to keep you alive half the time. And even with like prime flow or arcane flow, or you change out one of your arcanes to arcane battery, I do believe, you're going to be running through a lot of energy just trying to keep yourself alive, especially whether you're doing this with people or you're doing this solo by yourself. So I wanted something that I can spam, but it doesn't require me to waste a lot of energy. It can still freeze people and still give me what I'm looking for. And thermal sunders just does amazing, phenomenal job at this, because one, you get like a big range for it and you only need to pop it twice. And if you're running like neutral, I think it's called natural talent, or you put on 2 of the shards that give you casting speed, pretty much you're able to spam this really quickly, and the ability itself is really quick, so you don't have to run it if you don't need it. So it's really the best way that I found for this build. Growing power for more strength, prime sure-footed for that maximum damage increase. Okay, spending less time on your butt, increase your damage. Arcane flow, you can put this with prime flow. If you don't have this, you put regular flow. Pretty much I'm using arcane flow because we're using frost. Why not run it? Okay, anytime you freeze an enemy, they hit with the cold ability, you get a chance of an energy orb. So we're gonna run that. Argon reach and also stretch for the range, the avalanche. Pretty much this is your bread and butter. You need to be running this mod. If you do not run this mod, you will be dying in steel path. Run this mod. Biting frost for that amazing critical chance and critical damage when the enemies are frozen. Prime continuity for the duration. Prime redirection for a little bit more survivability, just to be on the safe side for you. So the moment you see your shield go 0, hey man, pop your 4, you'll be good. Then Umbra intensify, so you could stay alive. And then the arcanes, arcane energize, who would have thought? Okay, and then lastly, arcane ice storm. Now what if I don't have some of these mods, or I don't have prime sure-footed, or I don't have like the arcanes that you have? What can I run besides that? Well, let me help you out. Pretty much the bread and butter for this build is going to be the avalanche, the 4 ability augment mod, because that's your bread and butter to keep you alive. Then biting frost, keep that on. You can change out prime redirection really, and you can change this for Umbra intensify to regular intensify. You can pretty much change out arcane flow for regular flow or prime flow. I would probably try to keep stretch and auger reach on here for the best range. You can go down to only having 1 range mod, but me personally, I want more range for the sunder and also for the avalanche. It just hits a lot more enemies a lot more easier, and I don't have to worry too much about like recasting every single time because the radius is a lot smaller. So having it 175% is a lot better than having 145%. Obviously prime sure-footed, you can take this off if you don't have it. You don't need to put it in the Ogre mod, but I chose to do that because maximum damage. But outside of that, it's up to you if you want to run this or not. You just have to go out your way to farm it again to run all of that. If you change out auger reach and you feel as though you need more strength, this is how I kind of gauge my strength on Frost Prime. I changed out auger reach for auger, what is it called, auger secrets, because his 4th ability pretty much armor strips the enemies. Right now I'm sitting with 98%, and so because I changed it to auger reach, I'm sitting at 98. But if I need it more to strip them, then I'll actually change auger reach to auger secret. I chose to keep it around 93 to 90% really for the armor stripping, because you don't want to have it 100%. You can if you want to, but majority of the time by having it close to 90% at least, then anytime you spam the ability and still path, you're gonna be stripping them. You don't have to too much worry, because if someone's running the aura mod, not aura mod, my fault, the aura mod corrosive projectile, they're taking like 18% less of armor, so you're already getting good stripping because of that. You know, if you're running any other ability that strips them, or you're running like a corrosive, then you're gonna be stripping them pretty easily. So you don't really need to have 100% to really achieve this, but I chose to do this because I wanted more reach. Now, if you feel as though you need a little bit more strength after putting on Augur Secrets, then you can actually change this Arcane to Arcane Augmented for more strength. You know, you just have to get a kill in order for this to proc. Once you get 250, then you're pretty much gonna be sitting pretty good on the armor stripping capabilities. Now, Arcane Energized. I'm gonna be real, you don't need this Arcane. Even though it's the best Arcane in the world, you don't need it. Okay, now if you do have it, it just makes it a lot much easier. You don't have to run Equilibrium. Equilibrium is what I would definitely recommend to anybody who is struggling with their energy economy, and because of your 4. I'm gonna be real, your 4 is gonna be taking a lot of energy if you don't have Energized and Arcane Flow. Okay, so I would probably replace one of my range mods for Equilibrium if I really didn't want to run Arcane Energized, so you don't have it, or I definitely don't have Arcane Flow. Now that we got the build out the way, I'm gonna give you like key pointers on what you could improve or make it even better if you're gonna be running this build, you know, when you're doing it solo or you're playing in a group. Number 1 is you could put on Chilling Claw on your pet. If you, now let's say that you wanted to still put Frostbite on the Arcane slot, but you didn't want to put Cold on the weapon itself. Still, as long as you proccing your second ability on Frost, or you're doing your 4, or you're just simply tapping the 1, you're going to get this Arcane for free. So again, it's not that bad. Yes, people are gonna argue over you could just run Merciless. Yes, you could. Is it really that big of a difference? To a certain degree, it really depends on what you're doing in the content. But for me personally, I don't have to worry about trying to get a kill for something. Whereas with this, I'm just getting it for free as long as a cold status effect is procced. And so if you want to run like a primer, for an example, and you put a cold status effect on the primer, then you're automatically getting it for free. And once you get 10 stacks, the enemy automatically becomes frozen. So again, I don't think there's nothing wrong with running the Arcane. I find the Arcane giving me more benefits whenever I'm running a Frost with the build, but again, you don't need to run that. And I'm gonna show you 2 different missions that I run. Probably the first playthrough is gonna be me playing through it with the gameplay of me killing through, I want to say, the Kuva Fortress, and then actually running this solo in one of my cell. So I'm gonna also do this in Nectar Cell as well, running the build and just showing off how well it performs with one weapon not having primary frostbite, the other weapon having frostbite. So yeah. And I also want to say, while I'm here, guys, if you like the content, then feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification button so you be more plugged in with my content. Okay, got some more things coming, got some more videos dropping, and I'm gonna be on this mug a lot bit more. So without further ado, I'm just gonna leave it here with a good fashion frame, and then the next thing we're gonna be jumping to is like the gameplay of it. I'm gonna be talking about it a little bit, then probably the second playthrough is just gonna be nothing but content, or really the gameplay of it. All right, so we're in the mission. We're about to get it started. You're gonna start off with barely any energy. The first thing that you want to do once you get started up, you want to try your best to get some kills to keep them frozen. So right there, I pretty much applied my second and my first ability. That pretty much marks them all with cold status effects. Now I'm getting the energy back because they're frozen. As long as you kill the people who are frozen, then you're gonna get it. I'm low health, so I'm popping my fourth to keep me alive. Now they're all frozen. They're stripped of armor. Boom. Now we're just murking through. And guess what happens? The repeat has now started. I'm pretty much gonna get energy back. No problem. And guess what? If I see any of them break out of this, guess what happens? I pop my second again. That puts a little area effect going on around the area. So any enemy that walks into it get hit with the cold status. Plus also it's gonna pretty much freeze them. So then you see my stacks above. I'm keeping my primary frostbite going. They're frozen on the other side. Look at that. They're not frozen. Guess what? Boop. Hit it again. Some are frozen. Pop it again just to make sure. Some are frozen. Now if they get hit, they break out of it, but that's okay. You're not really worried about it because guess what? You can just boom, hit it again. It does not matter. You're never gonna run out of energy without popping your second. The only time you'll ever run out of energy is by popping your fourth. Popping this does so much. So now this whole area is locked down. You don't have to worry about nothing. And then for your second ability, since this is a big range, it's gonna slowly get smaller until it's like gone, or the duration really. So once the duration ends, it goes away, and that's fine. You just repop it again. And you can pretty much tell how many times you have to pop it. Like if you see one enemy that has a stack or have a couple of cold procs on them, then you only need to spam it once. But if it's more than, if they don't have it, then you probably have to spam it twice. If you're trying to keep your primary frostbite up, you could just spam your one. You spam that, you'll be just as fine if they already got the proc. So no matter what, this build, you're always gonna have energy no matter what. As long as you spam your 1 and 2 for the most part. Your globe is pretty much your defending. If they get too close to you or you feel like you're about to die, you can pop the globe to push them back. They also become frozen once they walk in it. Like, and guess what? You're reset back up because you could just sit in the globe, shoot out of it. They gotta walk towards you, and the globe is taking all the damage, so you're chilling. You don't have to worry about nothing. But if you ever need to pop armor, pop your fourth. And I like to like jump into it. And then boom, look at that. Easy as peasy.
Warm colors.
And that's pretty much it. If you made it this far in the video, then pretty much this is just me showing off the build without the frostbite arcane mod on, and I wanted to do this in a little bit more challenging setting with debuffs on top. I was pretty much just hanging out with a couple of my friends on Discord while I was playing through this, so it's just pretty much just gameplay for the most part. And before I go as well, I got a Discord up, okay? So if you like my content, feel free to join into the Discord, okay? We got like For Honor, we got Warframe, we got Marvel Rivals, just multiple different things in the Discord for you to join and make some friends pretty much. And you get to see more of my content. So without further ado, I'll catch you guys in the next video.
Those are cool, Toad.
I'm getting stalked right now, guys.
No, I think she's looking at me now, and I can't tell. Yeah.
Yeah, she looking at you, Omar. You're getting stalked now.
You know what?
Like
I put Nole 2 on the thing, right? Since he's here, he might as well get it.
but I'm on my phone. But I can send you, Amar, the like how zoomed in I am.
No, pull it up on your.
I think you can look really good in red though, Liv. Because we've seen.
This is the color palette that I have, so I have a deep red in it.
Hey, my Toad has what was the word of the day, Liv? What's the word of the day, Liv?
I'm not saying it.
Why not? No, say it.
You can't say it. You can't say it.
What's the word of the day? Say it. Say it. Say it.
I mean,
like a baby. Like a baby. Fucking adorable.
And no, for reference, it took me even like a solid 15 minutes to even get to that point.
What word she was saying took us like a good 20 to 30 minutes.
Need...
Anonymous?
Oh right, anonymity.
What was that?
She's Nemo, bro. She's Nemo.
He was like a baby.
But wait.
Basically, my fucking color tone is hiding her its ass.
In Swedish, it was anonymity. Oh, no, I can't do it in Swedish. Never mind. Yeah, no, I can't tell if that is warm or cool.
Bro, the two black women between soft and deep, it's crazy. You know, you see that shit?
Yep.
She turned me from 10 p.m. to midnight real quick.
Yep. Bar for bar, word for word.
It's about that because like pale as white people can be both those as well.
Yeah. Okay.
I've never seen one of those.
Like look at Nole's skin tone and then you look at mine and we seem to have the same color palette.
Yeah, but we definitely match though. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
We definitely look cute though. We look cute together.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I totally forgot that we were the same skin tone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you not see Noel's luscious locks?
Right. It like blends in too much. There's no contrast to it.
Alright, Ada.
And especially if I have my blonde hair. Yeah, Deep Winter is here.
No.
Oh no, Billy is the
does.
one.
It's not a secret.
Billy is the one who keeps making a joke that he will get Amar a visa in Sweden if he promises that he will move in with us and be our maid and wear the outfit match.
What the world?
Done, bro.
That is Billy's joke that he keeps making.
I'm waiting for it to be reality.
Bro, saying wait till it become a reality.
Yeah.
You're wild.
See how the fucking country I'm in? Bro, put on a mate outfit, get my fucking tie-high on, and I fucking cook breakfast. I do that on a Saturday. I'm just putting on an extra fucking piece of clothing on. That's it.
But the thing is, like, I need body time for this.
Okay, I'm in there. Okay, just a little bit more buffer than that. Okay, I'm in there. Okay. I'm in there.
Yeah, I don't have the stomach, but I have everything else in there. I don't want to be in your sight. Get the fuck away from me. Stay away.
Instead, I have this. Skinny gamer, dude.
Liv, how does it feel to be on the opposite end with me? The one time I'm running away from you.
Bruh.
Compared to when men are running towards us.
You always run away from me. I see no difference.
Yeah. No, compared to how all the other men are running towards you.
Oh,
Nah, see, the thing.